And then he said, "Well, very good, I understand. And I accept it." Narayana, the Lord of the universe, accepts what Dhruva said. But then he says, "Well, now, as the Lord of the creation, I am giving a command to you. You be an instrument. Nimitta matra. Rule the kingdom. I am always with you, always, 24 hours. I will never forsake you. You are always with me, and I am always with you." So the Divine Lord is establishing unity. That is the most wonderful result of being desireless, of being free from ego. In that highest state of realization, and I and you ceases. There is no I business, there is no you business. I am thou, thou art me. That's finished. So must be. Absolute, Advaitic truth. I am that one. One without a second. So, that's the way. So in the beginning, Bhakta, the devotee, has to find out the method of controlling the ego, and such a person who is sincere and earnest, he says, well, since a person cannot easily get rid of his ego, let that rascal remain as a servant of God, the devotee of God. Tag it like that. Then the ego cannot wag its tail. Because the ego is tied with servant of God. Who am I? Servant of God. Child of God. Friend of God. That we have to establish a relationship with personal God. So personal God is very essential in the path of bhakti. Worship any God you want. All gods are divine. All have that wonderful power of granting you tremendous peace and joy. Because all are his own forms. That's why Shri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever form you worship, you are worshipping me alone. What a tremendous statement it is. Any form you worship, you are worshipping me. No conflict. So don't have any confusion in your mind. Choose any form of God you want and do it. Do it. Practice it. So, that's the way. As long as God retains the ego in a person, he should establish a definite relationship with God, calling him as mother, master, friend, or something. In whatever way you want to establish attitude towards your chosen deity. And Sri Ramakrishna tells, I spent 1 year as a handmaid of the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, the embodiment of Brahma, Divine Mother, Brahman herself. I used to dress myself as a woman. Chidananda tells that. He wants to be totally identified himself. He didn't think of himself as a man at all. He also thought of himself as a woman. And he even tells, I put on a nose ring. She has put in nose ring. If you are taking photograph, that would be, but that time in India probably it was not so popular, photography. And then Chidananda tells, what's the beauty of assuming that attitude of a woman? What is the spiritual benefit you get? And Chidananda tells the benefit. The benefit is you can conquer lust by assuming the attitude of a woman. Lust is one of the most dangerous devil that is occupying part of our mind. You will be always aware of the devil. You don't know when the devil will pounce upon you. That's why the people commit all sorts of atrocious, brutal crimes, particularly in this country. Horrible, horrible. They not only do most sinful action of lustful actions, not only they commit that, they go to even the extent of killing the person with whom that person had enjoyment. Brutal, cruel. Do you think they can escape by doing such acts? Their most sinful actions, they can't escape. They will be born as Pythagoras, poisonous snakes, wild animals in a future creation. That in a future birth, you may be a human being in this birth. But if you do such brutal actions, you will be taking birth as a snake, as jackal, as tiger, as monkey, and so on. So, you are creating your own destiny. You are responsible for your own fate. You are doing the actions, the judgment is written with divine force. Judgment is written with divine force. Action is done by you. You can't reverse the judgment. But by doing proper actions, you can reverse your destiny. That means everything is in your hand. You can become a demon, you can become a giant, you can become a very great philanthropist, or you can become a very great saint. Everything is in you. The power to do that is in you. That's what Chidananda was telling. So this attitude of regarding God as mother is the last word in sadhana. Oh God, you are mother and I am your child. This is the last word in spirituality. Last word in spirituality. What is last word in sadhana? You are my mother and I am thy child. And this last word in samadhi, this last word in sadhana, is a last word in spirituality. The last word in sadhana is the last word in spirituality. And Chidananda tells further, so that people should not have any confusion, particularly those who are living a family life. They are loaded with tremendous conflicts and confusions and disturbances and turbulence, unimaginable. I can feel it by just seeing the faces of the people, how they are suffering. You may have good dressing outside, but inside you are suffering and suffering. So, Chidananda says, practice devotion. Perform your duties in the world. All the spiritual teachers say the same thing. All the teachers. Karmanyevadikaraste. Karmanyevadikaraste. Their karma means duties. Bound to perform. You are bound to perform duties. And you got to do that. But doing duties properly, you can rise up. But you must underline the word properly. Simply doing things in a haphazard way, they will not be accepted by God. Do it properly. Side by side. How can you do properly duties of the world? You must cultivate the love of God. They should go together, not separately. Separately if you go, you are doomed. Go with the love of God, you are saved. Do with God, karma becomes worship. Do your activities minus God, they bind you. Instead of liberating you, they bind you. Instead of taking you towards east, they take you towards west. Same road, turning one way leads to east, turning another way leads to west. Here turning east, who does that? What's the one to get turned? Mind, M-I-N-D. If the mind is turned towards spiritual practices, you are going in the direction of east. If mind is turned towards attending tea parties, your mind is going towards west. If you want to put spiritual practices and spiritual activities as second priority, you are journeying towards west. If you are putting your spiritual practices, studying scriptures, attending retreats and holy as company, you are traveling towards east. Still you are traveling, but you are traveling in the right direction. So you can understand the importance of going towards east. That means you must be vigilant. Vigilance. Are you vigilant? 99% we are not. 99% we are not vigilant. Anyway, one person asked me, can a person realize God in one birth? How direct questions they ask. Chidananda replied, is anything possible for the... Is anything impossible? Is anything impossible for the grace of God? Suppose you bring a light into a room that has been dark 1,000 years. Does it remove the darkness little by little? The room is lighted all at once. Intense renunciation is what is needed. One should be like an unsheathed sword. When a person has that renunciation, then he looks upon all the associations dragging towards worldliness as black cobras. One should pray to God with sincere longing. God cannot but listen to prayer if it is sincere. Ramakrishna asked a question to Atul. What is worrying you? Is it that you have not that grit, that intense restlessness for God? Atul said, Master, how can we keep our minds on God? Because he knows it is too difficult. Too difficult to control the mind. But Shri Krishna has said, as Shri Krishna says in the Gita, Abhyasa Yoga. It is possible to control, to keep the mind under check through yoga practice. What does it mean by practice? You should practice calling on God every day. It is not possible to succeed in one day. Through daily prayer, you will come to long for God. How can you feel that restlessness, that longing, if you are immersed in worldliness day and night? Formerly, Jadu Malik enjoyed spiritual talk. He liked to engage in it himself. But nowadays he doesn't show that much interest. Chidananda referring to Jadu Malik. Chidananda says, now he surrounded himself with flatterers, day and night, and indulges in worldly talk, gossiping. Gossip. Worldly talks are compared to gossip. I have seen many times in the lake shore I used to go every day, walk. When I go for walk, I not only observe the beautiful birds, swans, etc., floating on the, swimming on the lake. Not only I would see the birds flying in the sky and trees, wonderful, fantastic, beautiful trees. But also I would see the people walking in different styles and behaving in different ways, walking through park. I just happened to just observe what kind of talk are they doing. Just foolish, worthless talks all through, from one end to another, from one entity to another exit. Talking. They are so much tired of talking, they sit on the bench and continue talking. Chee, what a pity. That's called worldly talk. Naturally, your mind has become totally black. It's totally black in color. Ordinary detergent will not work. The more you paint the mind with worldliness, the more difficult for you to erase it. So be vigilant about worldliness. Worldliness is compared to Pythagoras. Snake. Huge snake, it swallows. It simply swallows. So it swallows your mind totally. You're gone. You are living without mind. That's the state, dreadful state of a person living on worldly thoughts day and night, day and night. Most wonderful, precious, beautiful mind is spoiled totally and made useless. But can you escape from that? No. Next birth you are born with the same mind. The same mind comes with you. And again you are loading the mind with all dirty things. Mind is so big. You can take anything that you want to put in there. Its bag is so wide. How many people do really think that we have to clean the bag? If you want to use the same bag, you have to clean the bag. Otherwise it overflows, spills out. So cleaning the bag is a most terrible task. It has got all sorts of stains. But you have to take trouble to remove all the stains. Because that special bag you can't get anytime, every time. That special bag is always with you. You have to clean your bag, how difficult it may be. No way, no choice. You have to clean. Be ready to clean. That's the first way, first step you have to take. So, cleaning your mind. Chitta Shuddhi.
So,
it was dusk. Lamp was lighted in the room. Chidananda chanted the divine names. He was singing and praying. He said, chant the name of Hari. Repeat the name of Hari. Sing the name of Hari. Then said, Rama, Rama, Rama. Then he said, oh mother, thou dost ever enjoy the eternal sports. Tell us, oh mother, what is the way? We have taken refuge in you. We have taken shelter at your feet. Narendranath Vivekananda was sitting beside Shira. He remarked, Ishwar, after his visit to a devotee's place, he had remarked to a devotee about Girish. You may wash 1,000 times a cup that has held a solution of garlic. But is it ever possible to get rid of the smell altogether?